Today, I'm going to share with you some tricks and secrets that I have learned over the years in order to be literally a communication god. And even if you're not a great communicator now, you can learn to be an amazing communicator if you apply the things that I'm actually going to share with you in today's video. Because if you can develop your communication skills, you are going to have an advantage over literally like 99% of most people that never learn these skills or pay attention to it. In the age in which we live, everybody communicating on their technology, their cell phone, sending text message or emails, the people that can actually speak to somebody, get their point across, engage with them, and make somebody like them automatically is going to get the job, get the girl, get the career that you wanted because they paid attention, you didn't. So let's get down to business. Step number one is know more than they do. Let me back up a second and unpack this. All right, so here's the deal. One of the reasons why a lot of us don't feel confident when we communicate is that we've got almost like a mental block because we're worried that we're going to sound stupid or we don't know enough to actually share what we're thinking, and we're worried about being judged, right? It's this fear of being judged that really prevents us from letting go. Well, one of the tricks that I have learned over the years is educate the shit out of yourself in terms of a specific topic or what you want to be communicating about. All right, if you know a lot and then you have a conversation with somebody, it's a lot easier to let the flow go. One of the best communicators in the world is Jordan Peterson. Love him or hate him, he is an amazing orator. He also just commands the room and he speaks so eloquently. He never missteps. He never uses filler words. He's just a powerhouse when it comes to communication. And one of the things that he says is know a lot so that when you're talking, you don't have to really think about that script or those talking points or what you need to remember in order to get your point across, all right? What I'm saying and what I'm talking about is basically if you're talking to somebody and you basically are very shallow or you're not very deep in terms of knowledge on a specific topic or an area, you're going to try to remember all the facts, all the details, all the things that you need to remember and get it out there. And if somebody questions you or you get thrown off track, you're going to lose your mind and you're going to stammer, you're going to stutter, you're going to use filler words because they threw you. The more you know about a topic or a subject, the easier it is to talk about it, right? Think about it. What are you passionate about? Is it guitar? Is it video games? Is it business? Like, what is it? If somebody asks you about that, boom, you're firing things off. You're not even having to think about it. You're having a great conversation. If you're talking to somebody about something that you're passionate about or you know a lot about, the communication that just flows, it's easy, and the person leaves being like, damn, that dude knows a lot about this, or you have a great connection. Well, if you learn more about more things, it's going to facilitate you having better conversations with more people. It's also going to give you the confidence to go into an interaction or a communication situation with more confidence because you're confident that you know more and you're more educated on a lot of different situations. Number two is reading. Reading is something else that will help you be better at communicating because A, it's going to help you learn more things. B, it's going to help improve your vocabulary. Unfortunately for me, I hate to read. I don't enjoy sitting there and reading a book. I read a lot on the internet, but the reality is I do a lot more writing, which is actually the next thing you can do to improve the way that you communicate and speak. By you actually sitting down and writing out your thoughts or a to-do list or things that you've been thinking about or journaling, it's an incredible way to start getting better at communicating because one of the things that separates great communicators from average communicators is being in touch with what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Unfortunately, a lot of men are never taught this by their fathers, all right? It's about being stoic. It's about not sharing or showing emotions. What I have come to realize is that for me, I was raised by a woman. And even though it does have its negatives, there are some positives. One of those is she forced me to really communicate and not just shut down or bottle up my feelings or emotions. When something was bothering me or there was an issue, she made me talk. She made me express myself. And one of the reasons why I've come to realize that I am such an incredible communicator is the fact that I am able to share how I'm feeling and express my emotions freely. I'm not trying to hold anything back. And when you do this, it's amazing how much more comfortable you get speaking because the reality is that one of the other things that holds people back in terms of speaking or communicating is fear. You've got anxiety. All right? If you've got anxiety, the next thing you got to do is figure out why. What are you anxious about? Is it that you don't know as much as you feel you need to? Is it that you don't feel that you look good? Is it that you don't feel you're going to be respected? Like, what is it? You really got to do some deep work to analyze why you feel insecure and why it is preventing you from having free-flowing, great conversations. Here's an example. You know when you're around your friends, right? It's probably really easy to have great conversation. It's flowing, you guys are cutting up, everything's fine. But then you go around a different group of people. Maybe they're a little bit higher class. Maybe it's a work function. Maybe it's with peers or older adults. All of a sudden, you're not as vibrant. You're not as jovial. You're not as engaging because, what is it? Is it fear? Is it fear that you're being judged? Is it fear that you're in an awkward situation? What is that fear? You got to tap into it. You've got to analyze it. And you've got to understand it. I'm not saying that you're going to eliminate it, but there are things that you can do that will greatly reduce that anxiety if you tap into and can figure out why it is. The next thing that I do is practice. I practice a lot. Now, here's the deal. I started posting YouTube videos back in 2008, but before then I was a personal trainer. And one of my jobs, my main job, is to talk. It's to communicate. It's to listen. It's to have a conversation for an hour with an individual. All right, I started personal training when I was literally like 20 years old. And I was doing at times like literally like 10, 15 clients in a day. Think of how many conversations I was having. Now, was I always interested? No. Did they think that I was interested and they were the most interesting person in the world? Yes. Why? Because I was engaging. I was asking them questions. I was giving them compliments. All of these things make you seem like a better communicator. They also make conversations a lot easier. And then, once I stopped being a personal trainer, I started making YouTube videos. And that is something that will absolutely get you better at speaking. But the reality is that most people don't want to start making YouTube videos. But if you are somebody that is interested in getting better, I would highly recommend you filming yourself speaking, having a conversation. If you've got to give a presentation, film yourself. Don't do it in the mirror, film yourself, because then you can watch it back. And what you're going to notice is a few things. Are you engaging? Are you using body language? Are you stiff? Are you stagnant? Are you making eye contact? Are you looking away? What is your body doing? If you can watch yourself speaking, you can train yourself to not do some of the bad behaviors that are subconscious. Filler words are another one of those things that ruins your ability to speak like a god. All right, if you're saying or like or I don't know or you know what I'm saying, these are all things that kill the flow and make you seem unsure and uncertain of what you're actually saying. And so what I recommend is ask. All right, if you don't know what it is, ask your friends, ask your family, ask your wife, because I'm sure they probably know what your filler words are. Or film yourself and then you're gonna find out. And then you've just gotta pay attention and you've gotta work hard. I used to say all the time. And then my wife started catching me, and every time I'd say it, she'd say, you said and then I'd start catching myself. And eventually I broke myself of saying It's really just a means of pausing, catching my breath mentally, thinking about what I want to say next, and then delivering. A good rule of thumb, if you are somebody that uses filler words, what I want you to do is start to pause. When you're not sure of what to say next, it's okay to pause. Not only is it going to give you time to basically allow your brain to catch up to your mouth and what you want to say, it's also going to draw other people in to what you're going to say next. Because when people pause, people lean in. They wonder, okay, what's going to come next? It's an incredible trick to actually build engagement, interest, and your connection with people. Then practice in person. The best tip and advice I can give you to be better is to go practice. Every single day, I want you to start 3 conversations with people that you don't know. Whether or not it's at the gym, at a coffee shop, at work, it doesn't matter. I want you to initiate it and then hold the conversation and keep it going for 2 minutes. It may seem like an eternity because a lot of times what happens is we get used to making just small talk, right? So, how you doing? Okay, well, great to see you. See ya. No, I want you to go deeper. I want you to actually ask them questions about them. I want you to share things about you. I want you to start working that muscle. You got to think about communication as a muscle that needs to be worked. You go to the gym, you do bicep curls. Well, this is the equivalent to that. You've got to start practicing because the more you practice, the better you get. And the better you get, the more effective and powerful your communication is actually going to be. Because I promise you, if you take it upon yourself to become a better communicator, you're going to make more friends, you're going to date better people, you're going to have more opportunities, you will make more money. Because in the world of technology, people have lost the ability to speak clearly, concisely, and not saying things like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Gentlemen, yes, I know what you're talking about. Now, you need to go say it.